just a little demonstration to show you the difference between the Altberg Hogg dual use boots. On your right are the Hogg all-weather original, and on your left the Hogg Light. Now the Hogg Light is the first ones I got. These just have a Sympatex Cambrel breathable lining in them. It's not waterproof, but you do find that with the quality of the leather and applying the leather grist with a brush as per the instructions, I've never had wet feet with these. I wouldn't know that they weren't waterproof, because basically they are waterproof. I've been in some real heavy downpours for hours and hours on end, and the only rain that's ever got in was a bit over the top. Now these have as I said, really high quality leather on them. There's a gear change patch over the top on both boots, and special padding in the ankle area, and a crush proof sole. Now this is my second pair of these. The first pair I got caught under my motorcycle in the Vosges mountains when I hit gravel, and I had a bloody Honda Cross Tourer on top of my leg. It was quite a scary experience. I couldn't get the bike off me, and I couldn't get my foot out. Even undoing the laces, I couldn't get my foot out. I was under the bike for about 10 minutes until some help came. Without a doubt, I mean, I've already got pretty bad knee and leg injuries from the army. Without a doubt, these saved me from a lot worse injuries. 24 hours in French A&E, and I was able to limp out and carry on with my journey, though it wasn't quite so much fun then. So anyway, the first pair I had with the accident were a medium, which is the size I've taken all my life, but I realised with the Altberg I can get down to narrow, so I sold those, declaring when I sold them that I'd had an accident in them, but they were fine. There were virtually no damage on them, and I got a narrow pair made for me by the factory. They also put extra padding in here, but in the end I cut it out. I decided it wasn't necessary. Absolutely terrific pair of boots. Really, so I just think there's just such a good pair of boots. And Altberg have been making boots for a long time up in Yorkshire. Walking boots, military boots, boots for the police. You can walk in these when you get off the bike. You're not clumping around in dirty great big boots, buckles and things. This is basically very similar to their walking boot designs, or their military boot designs. Well, after that, when I went up to the factory, and when I was up there, I thought I'd nip in, have a look. I didn't really intend to buy a pair of boots, but when I tried the Hogg all-weather, oh, it was just... The other ones are good, but these are even nicer. They were just so much more comfortable. I think the reason is they do two different soles on both boots. So you get the original, and you get the micro or the micro light sole. Now the micro light sole, I thought, just some sort of gimmick, but actually it's just that little bit better quality sole, a bit more shock impact absorbent, shock resistant, whatever you want to call it, as you walk. And it's just that little bit more comfortable. It has a deeper rand, which put me off at first, but that's all part of it. So with this pair, as I was up there, I got them customized to how I wanted it. As I don't change gear with my feet, I have a Kliktronic electronic gear unit, which I use my thumb to change gear. This time I decided to have the gear change patch left off. I had originally asked them to do that on the other pair, the Hogg Lights, but they said the boot wouldn't be quite as strong, and I'd already had an accident with them. They really didn't want to leave it off, but with this pair, they said they thought it would be fine. You know, I mean, it's still a very tough boot. And the other thing they did was the Hogg all-weather comes with a waterproof lining. Well, I already knew from my experience of the other pair that with the leather grist and the quality of the leather, they are to all intents and purposes waterproof. And for me, riding in hot weather and my cumbersome feet injuries, I'd rather have something more breathable. Very amenable. There was absolutely no problem, no extra charge to just put in the non-waterproof lining and to leave the gear change panel off. I also ordered them in narrow because I knew narrow was a better fit for me. They're just a bit higher than the other ones, but it's very similar in design in other ways, in that you've got the softer panel here, but you've got the ankle protection in there, which really works. You've got the crush resistant sole, as you can see by the sole as well. It's a really good sole to walk in as well. You can wear these on the bike, go up to a mountain, get off, walk up the mountain if you want. Really good quality boots. Again, this pair's never let me down, got wet feet with these. Yes, these are black boots, thick leather. If you're wearing them in 40 degrees in the Bardenas desert, as I was this year, your feet are going to get hot, but you get hot whatever big black boots you were wearing, and you're not going to carry 2 or 3 pairs of boots around with you for different conditions. But that's by the by. The Cambrel Sympatex lining, what do we call it? It dries out very quickly. Just leave the boots in the shade, dries out very quickly. Pull out the insoles and I just let them breathe. And yep, fantastic pair of boots, really comfortable. And you've got the protection and the comfort when you get off the bike and you've got to walk around. I have a third pair of Altberg boots, which is the military issue Defender ones, which a lot of them turned up on eBay some time ago, and I got a brand new pair of those. They're very similar to these, except of course they don't have the ankle protection and all that. And those ones I use for going out bird watching and that in the winter. Again, just a great pair of boots. So, like I say, a really good quality pair of boots. Now, I have heard people complaining about the service with Altberg sometimes, but it's always been the other way for me. I've just had really good service from them. You know, any little design twerks, they're not adverse to changing it if they can, and they'll talk to you on the phone. They'd rather you visit it if you can, because they want everyone to get the perfect fitted pair of boots. You know, it's not their fault if you measure your feet wrong, or you know, can't be bothered to go up there and have a look. You can, if you buy the boots without alterations like I've got, you can send them back as long as you've only worn them in the house and they're exactly the same condition as what they arrived in. So all you lose out then is postage. But I can highly recommend these boots. I think that's just about all there is to say, really. Happy motorcycling, folks.